We have comments coming from President Biden. We have comments coming from Prime Minister Netanyahu as the word is happening that the invasion of Gaza is nearing happening. They obviously called for a mass evacuation. We know that happened over the weekend. And now, though, when pressed on it, especially pressed for some sort of ceasefire, Prime Minister Netanyahu said, well, no ceasefire, ready to go in.
There will be struggles, there will be obstacles and sacrifices, but we will win. There are many dark forces. Hamas is an axis of evil, so it must unify in order to destroy Hamas.
As you'd expect, the Israeli government and military are ready to launch an attack on Hamas and to try to root out the evil that is in the Gaza Strip, known as Hamas. And the unfortunate tide turn that you talked about as well of world opinion is that whenever Israel is attacked, normally you see a little bit of concern from the Hollywood elite, the media, but then as soon as Israel retaliates or tries to liberate their citizens that are being held hostage or any sort of mission like that, the tide quickly turns and you start hearing these statements about take care to protect civilian lives and things that are a given.
Sure.
The Israeli government doesn't want to go in and just eviscerate human life. They want to take out the threat. But people don't understand the way that Hamas situates themselves among schools, hospitals. They launch their missile attacks from places of worship, from hospital roofs, so that becomes a target.
That's what they're experiencing in Israel. It's very easy for us as Americans to move on and to get distracted. I've seen people send me messages. They go, well, Logan, don't you think this is some big distraction? This is another one of those things going to keep us not looking at the Hunter Biden laptop and all of that type stuff. And I'm like, I really don't. As much as there are those moments, and sure, are people going to cease on, or are they going to jump on an opportunity to get things out of the news? Of course, that's how politics works. But this is a war that could have ramifications like we've never seen in our lifetime. Because this is happening in the Middle East, in Israel. We know where things are headed. And they sat down with President Biden over the weekend to ask him more and more about the potential support of Israel as they begin their offensive strike into Gaza. Really still defensive. I mean, they're still dealing with huge ramifications of what happened last week.
Would you support Israeli occupation of Gaza at this point?
I think it'd be a big mistake. Look, what happened in Gaza, in my view, is Hamas and the extreme elements of Hamas don't represent all the Palestinian people. And I think that it would be a mistake for Israel to occupy Gaza again. But to going in and taking out the extremists, the Hezbollah is up north, but Hamas down south is a necessary requirement.
Everyone knows that, of course, any political regime doesn't represent all the people there. This also is a fundamental misleading of the American people of what it's actually like to be over there. As Will said, this isn't just a government, this isn't just military, this is hiding in, like I said, using human shields, their own people. So you give these warnings to evacuate because we know what's going to have to happen to eliminate Hamas, as, by the way, President Biden said needs to happen.
Do you believe that Hamas must be eliminated entirely?
Yes, I do. But there needs to be a Palestinian Authority. There needs to be a path to a Palestinian state.
I'm not someone to just harp on the president and give you all the negatives, but if you listen to that statement, they made a big deal about the fact he seemed exhausted and tired and even expressed that he was very tired. I'm sure he is very tired. The man is in his 80s and he's dealing with the potential of a World War III happening on his hands. Of course he's going to be tired, but it's just not what we need right now.